Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to Aokana. I just came back from the gym and ate some food. And it was actually raining today, which is pretty rare. Especially the past couple of, I don't know. Maybe like, it's been a year or so since I've actually had to deal with rain during my commute session to the gym. So, yeah, it was kind of interesting, I guess. Because I've been so used to just cycling with how I usually do, right? So I would usually sprint during this long, like, flat session after, like, the train tracks. That's what I usually do when I go back from the gym. But because it was wet, and there was, like, a puddle building, there were some skid marks from left by some car or whatever. I actually didn't see that, and like, my wheels almost slipped off. I kid you not, if that didn't happen, I probably would have still sprinted throughout me going back home. But thank God that happened, because I basically became a lot more careful and didn't go too fast. If that didn't happen, man, I probably would have crashed or something. Oh man, carelessness is the enemy of mankind. Or I guess the enemy of anything, really. But yeah. The reason why I did that was just because I got complacent. I got too used to my own habits and stuff. I should have been a lot more careful, that's for sure. In anime, like, there were, like, times when I would see, like, people who are cycling in the rain and they're doing the same exact thing. But that doesn't happen in real life, okay? In real life, you need the gear, you need to change your tires, and yeah, you actually do need to change how you actually ride the bike. If you're not used to it and you suddenly just stay the same as you are and keep practicing during the rain, all you're gonna achieve is you're just gonna get hurt. But yeah, enough about that. Let's actually talk about the last episode recap. Oh boy, the last episode. I actually took a break yesterday because I did a double episode for Rika's route. I really just did not want to deal with Rika's route for another day, man. I was like, yeah, I gotta get this out of my system. I didn't want to think about Rika's route, and I want to take a look at Asuka's route with a newfound mindset, or, a refreshed mindset, renewed mindset. Because there was a lot of potential, I feel like, in Rika's route, but I don't know, I feel like everything that they did was just wrong. I'm not saying that they have to do what I want them to do, but I don't know, you guys think for yourself. What do you think of Rika's route? I've already told you guys my, like, thoughts on it. And I was actually talking with my friend, and he did also not enjoy it. But he said it was on par with Mashiro's route. I don't know. To me, maybe because I already know that Mashiro was not really going to be too much into FC. So, like I said, expectations play a big factor in how you perceive something. Like, I'm not someone who's very objective, right? I can be someone who's very objective, but I'm my own person. And yeah, expectations is part of myself, and I don't think it's something that I can really control too much. And besides, I don't think it's really fun to be objective all the time. I'm not making a review. I think this is also the reason why I don't really think I'll ever make a review video on this channel ever. Because even reviews, as objectively as they are, it is still very subjective. Like, if I were to play Rika's route first, I probably would have given Aokana a very, very bad review, for sure. But because I started with Misaki first, that's why I actually was continuing it in the first place. But I guess enough about that. Really don't want to talk about Rika anymore. Let's talk about Asuka, shall we? My friend said this is the route that has that's the most shonen. So I'm expecting a lot of FC in this one. But hopefully, just like Misaki's route, I really hope the romance and H scenes doesn't make the progression like weird. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. That's right. Asuka's asking me to stand and fight alongside her. Against that monster. Against that higher being who's sneering at FC. Back in the day, practicing with Aoi-san was crazy, I swear. This is the first time I've mentioned my past to Asuka. I'm not exactly sure why, but it just feels like the right time. I failed every single day with FC, to the point where I was in the sky even in my dreams. I still remember everything. Practice was so tough that my parents were constantly worried sick. But you see, eventually, all that practice had an effect on my body. It started feeling really light, light as a feather, and then flying became second nature. It was a strange sensation. My body reacted exactly as I wanted it to before I even finished thinking. And thanks to that, I got better at reading and countering my opponent's next moves. I became one with the sky. Aoi-san once said the best skywalkers often experience that feeling. Until a short while ago, I was afraid to make you suffer through such harsh practice. But now I know you need it. I turned to directly face Asuka. Asuka.
Hi.
It's gonna be rough. I doubt you'll get more relaxing, game-like practice sessions moving forward.
Hi.
We share a soft smile as she says that. Let's do this. We'll beat that monstrous Inui with our own methods. Look, I know it may sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I think the joy of FC brings you will help your growth. Yeah, that's what I want to tell her that's what I lost, but I know I shouldn't. That's what I held on to the entire time. Why shouldn't you tell it? What, because she's gonna feel sorry for you? Yeah. I'll never allow her to hate flying. She's so free of care, so full of joy when she flies, and I want her to stay that way forever. That's why I'm going to fight alongside her. I'll protect her so I can see her smile down on us from the highest point of the blue sky. Okay, let's get started.
Hi. Onegaishimasu, coach. Masaya-sanと私の特訓がスタート。だけど、乾さんはもっともっと強いから、マサヤさんがいろんな対策を考えてるみたいです。このまま秋の大会まで一直線のはずが、突然やってきたある人のために部活は大混乱に。どうなっちゃうんでしょうか。次回、青の彼方のフォーリズム第7話、空を飛ぶ夢。彼方の向こうに何かが見える。
The duo they're talking about is probably Ganeko and Okoze. Like, that's what I think anyway. I close my fingers, then raise my hands. With that done, I push my left leg forward to take the first step, then move my right one back to kick off the ground. After that, I shift my center of gravity just a little forward to get ready to assume a forward-leaning posture as soon as I take off. Next, I take a deep breath. And I slowly repeat that process several times as I imagine the sight of oxygen flowing through my body. The wind direction has changed. There's now a light tailwind stroking my neck. Finally, I open my closed eyes and prepare to shout the most important word to me. Fly. That was probably the shortest flashback scene we've seen in a route so far. Hmm? Oh. Sorry. Is practice already over?
まだ今ちょうどローヨーヨーに切り替えたとこ。
I see. Sorry for falling asleep.
むしろ心配だよ。ひなたくん部長になったからってちょっと頑張りすぎじゃないの？
Nah, I'm fine, I swear. I just didn't get enough sleep.
その寝不足が問題だって言ってんのよ。もうここ数日ずっと夜通しでアスカちゃんの試合の検証やってるんでしょ？
I do agree. Like, when we were younger, you don't really think too much about oversleeping or sometimes staying up late. But I do think, it's something very important. It's very difficult for you to just suddenly change your sleep schedule on the fly, you know? Like, these habits, they develop very easily. And I think having a good sleeping habit is something that you might want to do early on. I never had a good sleeping habit ever since I was a kid, by the way. Like, when I was, 10 years old, I would sleep at 2 a.m. and stuff like that. That was mostly because, you're a kid. You don't know the ins and outs of health and whatnot. You just care about having fun, right? At least that's how I was, anyway. And no one really ever explained to me, why I needed to sleep at the exact same time and wake up at the exact same time. Even though, sure, you gotta go to sleep before you go to school and stuff, before you go to your job. But I think most people actually don't really try to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep, right? They just do it when they're tired. Well, yeah. I've been doing that every day after practice. It's almost second nature now. I draft up strategies in the whiteboard, then after getting home, I try them out myself. I've been trying to keep it on the down low, but I guess Madoka's caught on. Don't tell Asuka. She'll start worrying.
そりゃあまあ分かってるけど、でもコーチが先に倒れちゃ育つものも育たないよ。
You've got a point there. Okay, I'll be more careful. Now, let's go check up on them.
あ、こら、その言い方聞いてないやつ。
A few days after the summer tournament, we have a meeting to decide our goals for the fall tournament. I wonder if Misaki's also going to stop coming to the club again in this route. Okay, go ahead, Miss Kagami.
よし、全員揃ったな。
はーい。
それではミーティングを開催する。青柳妹。はい。議題に沿って進めてくれ。
わかりました。それでは最初の議題、部長交代についてです。
In most sports clubs, seniors retire after the summer tournament since they have to focus on graduating. Now that the tournament is over, a new president has to be chosen from among the sophomores.
事前にお知らせしていた通り、新部長は日向雅也くんがなるということで、皆様異論ありませんでしょうか？異議なーし。賛成です。それしかないですもんね。
The election of our new club president takes only a few seconds. Well, when you consider the current distribution of roles, I'm really the only choice. Oh, but let's not change the way you address me. We'll keep calling Prez too.
おう、そうだな。青柳は2人もいるしな。
He has a point, but more than anything, calling him Shion-san just doesn't feel right. Prez suits him best.
しかし、選挙もなくそのまま決まっちゃいましたね。
What, you wanna run?
私が部長になった FC 部。
Actually, forget it. That spelled disaster for us.
ひどくありませんそれ。
はいはい、それぐらいにしておけ。今日は大切な議題が控えてるんだからな。
はーい。
Got it. Right. Man, it's really hard for me to tries to simulate Messiah's Like, you know, like the thing that he does. Got it, like something like that. What do you call that? A lip? No, what do you call that? I don't know. Me becoming the new president is small potatoes.
さて、夏の大会も終わり、次は秋の大会に向けて練習を開始するわけだが、ここでその目標を決めたいと思う。マサヤ、方針を聞かせてくれるか？
Of course. I stand up and face everyone. Our goal for the summer tournament was finishing in the top 8, which we just barely missed. I pointed the tournament bracket sheet that's up on the whiteboard. Way I see it, part of the reason for that is the bad luck we had. In other words, we were definitely good enough to finish much higher. That being the case, I want to set getting top 4 as our goal. Thoughts?
じゃあまずは美咲から。うへ、なんで私から？
I feel like this is really weird since I played Masaki's route first. Like, it wasn't even a thing to consider, right? Masaya wanted number 1. Masaya wanted Misaki to win. Well, in every other route, in Mashiro's, you just like don't even care about the fall tournament. It's all about bringing Misaki back. And in like Rika's route, you only want the top 4. And that wasn't even counting the people that he actually taught here in Kunahama. So only Rika actually got the top 4.
最初に目があったから。ってこらこら、今さら目背けて逃げるんじゃないよ。
Misaki, just give up already.
言うよ言う。今回はベスト4狙いでいいんじゃないかな。で、次の大会でもう一個上を狙うってことで。
I do think it's a lot more realistic though. I did say Misaki aiming for top number 1 was a bit, like, crazy in my opinion. This is a lot more realistic because we've already assessed just how strong we are against the opponents on the summer tournament. And we kind of know that, you know, we can ballpark where we're gonna land, right? We might not be the Nui, but we might be able to still get top 4. But I thought that Messiah was still gonna say top 1 or, you know, number 1. Since he is planning on making Asuka very strong. Huh. Didn't expect you to sound so beat.
まあ、言うの見せられちゃうね。
Yeah, I totally get where she's coming from. Shindo-san, who seemed unbeatable to us, got demolished. I can't blame her for feeling a little gun-shy after that. Gun-shy, huh?
じゃあ、マシラッチ。私は、美咲先輩と同じかな。
You can voice your own opinion, you know.
だって、部活全体の目標ってことですよね。私にはわかんないです。
I guess that's true. Plus, Mashiro isn't really in the same league as the top players right now, so it's hard to ask her for more. Still, it wouldn't kill her to be a little more motivated. Alright, you go next, Prez.
元部長ね。
おお、心は今でも部長だ。
Anyway, what do you think, Prez?
もちろん優勝だと言いたいところだが、この夏の戦いぶりからすればベスト4目標、次の夏で優勝を狙うのが妥当だろうな。
Good job, Prez. You've given the most realistic take so far. Before I move to the last person, I pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Last but not least, what are your thoughts, Asuka?
はい。私は。
Asuka pauses for a moment as if she's gathering her resolve.
乾さんに勝ちたいです。
I see. I was trying to confirm if she still felt the same as she did the day after the summer tournament. Seems she hasn't wavered one bit.
そうか。かなりの難関だな、それは。
はい。それでもやりたいです、私。アスカすごいね。あんなすごいのに勝つ気なんだ。もちろん、 これからすごく頑張らないといけませんけど。私なんかそもそも頑張ろうとも思えないですから。
Yeah, maybe you should work on that.
まあでも仮に今回ダメだったとしても次の夏の大会まで時間があるんだしね。
飛沢、今なんて言った？
次の夏の大会もあるしって今私何か変なこと言いました？
いや、普通ならそうなんだけどな。でも乾咲に関して言えばそれは間違いだろ。
どうしてですか？
世界に行くからだよ。
世界？
乾はおそらくこの秋を制したらそれを土産にして日本から旅立つだろう。目指すは世界一だ。
でもそれって推測ですよね。
国内で誰も寄せつけずに2連覇した選手がそのままもう1年もいてくれると思うか？しかもあの乾咲だぞ。
That is actually something that's quite interesting for her to bring up. I think most people, especially in high school, would probably be okay with just dominating throughout the whole 3 years, right? At least that's what I assume. I don't think I know many people who are like, man, I'm so good at this, I'd want to go international to try and see if I can like win more like tournaments and shit. I don't know. Then again, my school doesn't really focus too much on sports in general. They focus a lot more on like you know, the education part, because we have sent people on Olympiads, like I said, and they did get gold medals and shit. Makes sense. But you know, like that doesn't necessarily mean that they wouldn't be coming back, right? When they were sent to go to the Olympiad. But I don't know. I guess in a sports setting, it's a lot more different because you're not just going there for one like test, right? You're going there for multiple months to practice with international people and then go to like the tournament. I asked Aoi-san and Shirase-san to look into Cardio Academy right after the summer tournament. They couldn't find much, but they did learn that the Avalon Group, an international graph shoes manufacturer, is involved in management. In other words, Cardio Academy is just a front for an international corporation. Her playstyle overturns all the existing concepts of FC, and she's backed by a giant company. Add those together, and it's clear that Japan is just Inui-san's starting point. That's why I'm sure Aoi-san's right on the money.
乾の強さはみんなも知っている通りだ。生半可なやり方では軽くひねられておしまいだろう。
じゃあどうすりゃいいんですか？
そこから先は新部長が言うさ。な、マサヤ。
Yeah. I've taken everyone's faces. If we want to beat Inui, I'll have to mainly focus on training a single player.
一人の選手？一番勝てそうな選手をってことですか？
そうだ。技術、センス、そして何よりも気持ちの面で乾に負けないやつだ。
みんなをまんべんなく育ててってのはできないんですか？
来年の夏まで時間があるならできたかもな。この秋までじゃ時間がなさすぎる。
そういうことだったら
Misaki speaks up.
アスカしかいないんじゃないかな。
Yeah, she's already given up here. Misaki.
現実3回戦まで進んだのはアスカだけだしね。それに勝ちたいって言ったのも一人だけだったし。
It does feel pretty sad seeing Misaki just give up like this. After, you know, knowing what the hell she's actually thinking in her route.
ミサキちゃん。ミサキ、本当にそれでいいの？いいよ。私はミサキ先輩がそれでいいのなら。先生、質問があります。
なんだ？言ってみろ。
本当にアスカちゃんに集中して練習するって目標でいいんでしょうか？ 現実的にベスト4を目標にするって方向も考えてみた方がいいんじゃ。
ベスト4ぐらいなら取れるよ。そこまで苦労しなくてもな。
マジですか。
Man, is she like saying that most people who are FC players suck? I don't like that implication, Aoi-san.
夏の大会、はっきり言ってしまえば進藤と乾、この2人がずば抜けていた。ここに勝つのが至難だった。だが今回は進藤がいない。他にも有力選手はいるが、倉科と飛沢、有坂が出たとして誰一人としてベスト4に残らないとは考えにくい。
でも優勝するにはこのままだと厳しいんですよね。
そういうことだ。能力はもちろんのこと、目標、そしてモチベーションの高さが求められる。
And the only player we have that meets all those conditions is Asuka.
だからこれは選択なんだ。強い選手から目を背けるか、向かい合うか。前者ならぐっと楽になるが、後者は当然厳しくなる。
乾さんに勝つためには厳しい内容になる。
そういうことだ。どうだ、望むならばもう一度ケツを取るが。
I run my eyes over everyone's faces. However, no one seems to be objecting at all.
本当に私でいいんでしょうか。
Asuka asks us that in a bewildered tone. Everyone here has decided to back you, so the decision is yours.
はい、それはそうですけど。
This is clearly what she wants, but it seems she's worried about having to live up to everyone's expectations. Considering her, I think she just didn't want preferential treatment.
倉科、
はい。
お前は青柳兄の夢を聞いたことがあるか？
部長のですか？聞いたことがないです、一度も。
だそうだ。聞かせてやってくれないか、青柳。
マジですか？今となっちゃ恥ずかしいんですけど。
カモン、今はその夢が必要なんだ。
はい。俺の夢ってのはな、クナハマ FC 部の地区大会優勝だよ。
Oh, sorry about that. Thankfully, he was actually done after I clicked it.
おお。うわ。
I didn't know that, Prez.
なあ、まあ、部そのものがない頃の夢だからな。無謀すぎるって笑われもしたよ。
I think it's okay to have big dreams as long as you know how to achieve them. I think I even said this in my New Year's video, how it's okay to have resolutions, or it's okay to have dreams that are big, but as long as you have short-term goals to get to that dream and build the foundation for it, it's okay. Let people laugh at you. Who cares?
でも今はそれが叶うかもしれない。
Aoi-san smiles at Asuka as she says that. The problem with people that have big dreams is that most of the time they only just live in daydream land and never actually put in the effort into trying to achieve that dream for sure.
青柳兄は残念ながらもう引退だ。しかし卒業するまでの間に夢を叶えることはできる。
私が秋の大会で優勝すれば。
そういうことだ。来年の夏ではできないからな。
わかりました。
Asuka shifts her gaze between Prez and Aoi-san.
私やってみます。
Then she makes that bold declaration.
クラシナ、ありがとうよ。気持ちだけで俺は嬉しいよ。
兄ちゃん、そこで気持ちだけとか言っちゃったら戦う前から諦めてるみたいに聞こえるってば。
そうだ。倉科、俺は信じてるからな。
はい、頑張ります。
じゃあ決まりだな。
With that, Aoi-san gets up.
では船浜 FC 部は秋の大会に向けて倉科を集中的に鍛える方針を取ることにする。以上だ。
And that's what happened. Explains why I'm mainly focused on Asuka, right? I mean, I'm obviously still working with Misaki and Mashiro, but I'm paying a lot less attention to them at the moment. Which honestly feels a little wrong. I know we made the decision as a team, but I can't help but question if that was really the right choice. Looking good, Asuka.
Hi.
Don't you get tired of doing the same thing every single day? That's what training is all about, Messiah. Training is all about doing the same thing every single day. But you push yourself. Called progressive overload. I'm basically doing the same movements at the gym every single week. Asuka shakes her head in response to my question.
全然そんなことないです。
But yeah, as long as you're enjoying it, as long as you know that you're improving, then there's nothing wrong. It's very fun. Progress is fun. That's what my friend says.
こうやって同じことを繰り返していると体が飛ぶことに馴染んでいくみたいでとても気持ちいいんです。
And besides, yeah, when you do the same thing every single time, or you know, when you do the same thing day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, there's almost always something new that you can actually learn from your body, right? Whether you need to tuck your elbows or something to make it a lot more efficient, there's always something that I'm learning, especially when I'm actually cycling. How to get better at cycling itself, how to go faster, how to actually put the power in the pedal. You know, it's something that can't really be taught by people. It's something that you feel yourself with your body. I see. Glad to hear it. Right now, I'm just having Asuka repeat the basics. It's basically just field flying. High yo-yos and low yo-yos for her. I'm making her go over all the same things that total newbies practice. In baseball, that would be running. In soccer, it would be juggling. Juggling? Wouldn't it be like dribbling? The hell? It's probably pretty frustrating that she has to practice like this after competing in a tournament. But despite that, Asuka never voices a single complaint. That's pretty damn surprising, and also a bit encouraging.
じゃあ私はもうちょっと飛んできますね。
Wait, are you sure you don't need a break?
大丈夫です。ちゃんとオーバーワークにならないようにまどかちゃんも見てくれてますから。うん、今のとこまだいけるよ。でも30分経ったら基礎練は終わりだよ。了解。それじゃあフライ。
Asuka's body goes up almost vertically after she aligns her legs. Her form keeps her from hitting any air resistance. It's so good that it could be a textbook example.
しかし綺麗に飛ぶようになったね、アスカちゃん。
Yeah.
最初の頃は素人目に見ても危なっかしかったのにだんだんとすごくなってきたからね。
She's right, and that's why I keep making her run basic drills. Asuka managed to win 2 matches thanks to her extraordinary intuition and reflexes. But we also couldn't employ very many strategies because her actual technique was fairly limited. That's why I'm having her practice the basics and master them before moving on. But she's improving faster than expected. The two of us stand there, captivated by the sight of Asuka soaring through the sky. Her growth is pretty astonishing. Misaki had the best form in our club less than a week ago, but Asuka has somehow caught up already.
すごい。
Seems there's another member who's just as stunned at it as us. Her eyes are fixated on Asuka. Are fixated on Asuka. Mashiro?
何ですか。今ちょっと確かにアスカ先輩の飛ぶ姿に見とれてはいましたけど、決して美咲先輩から浮気したわけじゃないですから。
Thanks for clearing that up. She went straight to that without me even mentioning it, which makes me think she has a guilty conscience.
でも本当すごいですよね。
Yeah. Mashiro's usually pretty cynical, but her words seem to be filled with genuine admiration right now.
いいな。楽しそう。
Does it really?
はい。ずっと同じ練習ばかりしてるのに、アスカ先輩本当に楽しそうです。私もこれぐらい飛べたら楽しいだろうなって思いました。
Then why not just do it? I may be focusing on Asuka, but I still have time to coach you. If you want to fly like her, I can help.
ですよね。じゃあ行ってきます。
Sounds good. But first, do a maintenance check on your shoes and make sure everything's fine.
あ、そうでした。
After the summer tournament, I taught everyone how to maintain their own draft shoes to free up some more of my time. Asuka and Misaki got the hang of it right away, but Mashiro keeps making mistakes. When she even remembers to check them anyway.
スピーダー用の反重力調整はできてますし、ブレーキングも問題なし。アラートも出ていません。
Always check your bike too every single time you have to ride the bike. I've had numerous flats just because I didn't actually pump the bike or, you know, pump the tires all that well. Make sure to turn the balancer back on.
あ、そうでした。バランサー。
Though this is probably a lot more high-tech, so there'd be a lot more maintenance to do. When you tune the anti-gravity of draft shoes, you need to turn the balancer off. After the tuning is done, you need to turn it back on, and forgetful people often miss that step, which results in them floundering around in the air as if they're drowning.
これつい忘れちゃって、この間も空の上でぐるぐる回ってしまったんですよね。
Draft shoes come with a safety mechanism, but you shouldn't just rely on that. Things could get real bad if she does.
わかってますって。そういくにゃん。
Oh, she was actually not done.
わかってますって。それでは。
Mashiro's body floats up as she climbs in a far more clumsy manner than Asuka.
マシロッチが珍しいね。
Yeah, guess Asuka's been a positive influence.
かもね。そうじゃないっぽいケースもあるけど。
I give Madoka a curt nod after I hear that.
ほらコーチ、ちょっと行ってきなよ。
Yeah, I really should. I give her another nod and make my way over to the person in question. Yo. I walk up to a girl who's sitting away from where everyone else is practicing.
お、やってきたね、コーチ。
I haven't really heard your theme in a while, Misaki. I really miss this. She casually waves her hand at me, flashes a kind of smile that doesn't suit her, and rises to her feet with an up we go. You aren't done with your basic drills yet.
まあそうとも言うね。
How else would I even put it?
そりゃそうだ。
Her laugh sounds totally fake to me. Does it bother you?
それなら話したじゃん。してないって。
Oh, sorry, Misaki. Sure, but you seem to have lost all your motivation.
そっかな。
Does the sight of me focusing on Asuka make you unhappy?
そんなことないってば。熱血コーチと愛弟子って感じで見ていて眩しいよ。
Misaki.
ああ、もう分かってる分かってる。自分でもふてくされてるのは分かってんの。
If you understand, then get moving. That'll help you feel better.
前向きないい意見だね。でも今の私には無理だわ。
Misaki.
アスカはすごいよ。負けて目の前であんなすごいもの見せられて、それですぐにそこを目指せるなんて。
Misaki mutters that in a quiet tone as she gazes up at Asuka.
まああれよ。練習休んだりして心配かけたりしないから、適度に一人にさせといて。
She seems unusually serious right now. There's probably no point talking to her at the moment. Got it.
じゃ、そろそろ私も行ってくる。飛ぶにゃん。
Misaki shouts out her activation key in a cheerful tone and shoots straight up into the air.
こーらアスカー、そっちだけ楽しそうに飛んでずるいぞ。わあ、ミサキちゃんやりますか。ドッグファイトですね。
Since Asuka is done running most of her basic drills, they decide to move to dogfights. Despite her attitude, Misaki isn't getting in Asuka's way at all, so I can't really complain. Sorry, Misaki. I honestly feel kinda bad. It almost feels like I betrayed Misaki. Before the summer tournament, she was obviously Konohama's best player. But I still chose to focus on Asuka instead. Misaki's pretty sharp, so I'm sure she understands why I chose Asuka. She must understand what she's lacking right now, and that it would take even more work to develop it than what Asuka's putting in at the moment. Both of us understood that our path to beating Inui-san was a long and hard one. And that was why she didn't object or complain when I chose Asuka over her. Still, I've got to clear the air eventually. Misaki's also extremely talented, so if I don't fix things fast, all her FC skill may go to waste.
Oh, Hinata! 行ってきたぞ! 練習試合の件!
I think, teaching someone and seeing people's potential and saying that it's a waste is only something that teachers could do. I personally don't care too much if people are wasting their potential, I'm not gonna lie. I would prefer if people don't do it, of course, right? But I don't know. To me, if people really need other people to actually develop that potential, I feel like, I don't know. When you're younger, I guess it's fine to have a teacher that teaches you stuff. But as you grow up, I really do feel like you gotta do it yourself. You gotta research stuff yourself, you gotta read papers, you gotta read, yeah, just scientific papers and stuff, and see what works. I don't know. Like I said, I am definitely a lot more individualistic than most people. I don't try to have fun with a lot of people. I try to have fun by doing stuff that I do enjoy by myself, right? Whether it be gaming, whether it be like reading visual novels like this, whether it be just stating my own opinion about stuff. Yeah, going to the gym, stuff like that. Press comes running over from the direction of the main school building, looking really proud of himself. How'd it go? A grin forms on his face as he hears me say that.
全く問題なしだ。紫藤水産、上通社、高藤とどこも喜んで応じてくれたぜ。
Are we going to do like a super insane, you know, joint training session? Oh, sweet. Thanks.
何言ってんだ。これも全部日向の指導でみんながレベルアップしたからだろう。昔の弱小のままだったら無視されて終わってた可能性が大だからな。
Konohama's reputation has definitely skyrocketed after the summer tournament. We're no longer some club that just barely managed to stay alive. Now, everyone is keeping a close eye on us. We've even got our pages in some FC fan sites.
飛び沢もクラシナも強いし、このまま行けばうちも立派な強豪だよ。ああ。
Well, yeah, I guess.
なんだ、表情が浮かないな、日向。
Why even ask? You already know. Press scratches his head after hearing my words.
まあ、そうだな。 が衝撃的だったからな。
The grand final shocked every single veteran Skywalker. Present included, of course.
でもまあ、今からそんなに押し込むな。部員に伝染するぞ。
Right. Sorry.
それじゃ、俺もちょっとひとっ飛びしてくるぞ。
I make my way over to the club room to store the documents Press handed me. On my way there, I see Asuka engaged in a dogfight. Watching it makes me feel like I've entered a whole new world.
行きますよ。
Okay. Why is Rika randomly flying right now? Ichinose tries to enter a climb immediately after saying that. Her plan is to read Asuka's movements and get behind her with a high yo-yo.
させません。
But Asuka's reaction time proves to be far faster. She anticipates Ichinose's play and shifts her posture to dive behind her. Ichinose failed to react in time. And as a result, the loop she was flying becomes unusable. Unable to maintain her trajectory, she adjusts her course.
そこです。
And that doesn't escape Asuka. She uses that short moment where Ichinose exposes her back to close the distance and score. With that, Asuka's in the lead.
やりますね、アスカさん。リカちゃんこそ動きが速くてついていくのに必死です。じゃあ次はまた違ったシチュエーションでやってみましょう。
Ichinose flies over to the second line after she says that.
次はアスカさんが不利な立場。最初から背を向けた状態になってもらって、私が背後からそれを狙う形になります。ああ、大変そうです。でもそこで頑張れたら楽しそうですね。やってみましょう。そうこなくては。では引きますよ。違うな。もう一度。それ。この感じ、この感じ。よーし、忘れないうちにもう一回。
Asuka is practicing all on her own now.
しかし本当に上達が早いですね、アスカさん。
Ichinose says that with a hint of genuine admiration in her voice.
とてもではないですが、 FC を始めて数ヶ月に満たない選手とは思えないです。
She got protagonist plot armor, Rika. I know, right?
ですよね。驚異的と言っていいと思います。
See, the thing is, these sort of things happen, I guess, in like most sports. People who are very talented, people who are a genius, who are a prodigy. But people like this don't happen in bodybuilding. People don't just go to the gym and then just after what? Maybe throughout the whole game, she's been practicing FC for 6 months, and they'd suddenly have an insane looking body, right? This doesn't happen at the gym, unless you're using drugs, of course. But yeah, that's why I feel like back when I first started like recording this playthrough, I was like, yeah, I don't believe in shit like this. But I guess I was comparing it more to bodybuilding rather than, I don't know. Even cycling, in my opinion, is also not very believable. Maybe in soccer it's a lot less true. I don't know. I've only got experience in bodybuilding and cycling, sadly. Ichinose heaves a sigh while gazing at Asuka with a look of envy. I don't know why I say funny.
もちろん意識してるんですよね。
You mean Saki Inoue? Ichinose nods.
私もそうキャリアがあるわけではないので、めったなことは言いませんけど、あの選手はちょっと違う世界にいると、そう思いました。
Ichinose has a grave expression on her face as she says that.
私たちにとって進藤部長 のは本当に絶対的な存在だったんです。何があっても負けない、誰よりも強い、ただそこを見ていればいいという存在でした。なのにそんな常識をいとも簡単に打ち砕かれました。
That was because they were playing completely in a different way. Ichinose pauses for a moment to take a deep breath after saying that.
日向さんが思っているよりずっと私たちの絶望は深かったんですよ。
They believe Shindo-san was an unrivaled Skywalker. It's not hard to get that the Takafuji students who have been by his side this whole time are having a hard time accepting his defeat. Shindo-san, who always went to the nationals and swept them with ease, lost in a regional tournament. No one would have called that. It may be true that Shito players are the best in the country, but that doesn't change that he was the cream of the crop.
でも個人的にはそれよりもショックなことがありました。
Oh? What? Ichinose flashes a smile in response to my question.
わかりませんか？
Asuka, I guess. No, nothing comes to mind.
アスカさんですよ。
Oh, I see.
あの試合の後、久野浜の皆さんとちょっとだけ話をしたんです。みんな落ち込んでいるか呆然としている中、アスカさん一人が興奮冷めやらない様子でした。リカちゃん、すごかったね。進藤さんの試合、私、乾さんに勝ちたいよ。
She said that to you?
ええ、もう衝撃でした。あんな試合の後でこんなに無邪気にって。
Ichinose has a bit of a distant look in her eyes.
でもだからこそアスカさんには頑張ってほしいです。敵討ちをしてほしいと思ってます。
She's not trying to take revenge, though. Her eyes are those of a fierce predator who's sizing up their prey. They're looking straight through Asuka, toward the newly crowned champion.
私でよければ協力しますから、いつでも言ってくださいね。
Thanks. I'm sure you'll be a huge help. I really mean that. Currently, Asuka is running basic drills during our club's usual practice time. And after that, she runs through some practical scenarios with other people in the evening. If we just keep this up, she should perform a lot better in official matches. Thing is,
しかし、何ですか？
it's still kinda hard to say she'll win, since Inui-san's really good.
そうですけど、でも、
Hmm?
うまく言えないですけど、アスカさんは期待させる何かがありそうです。
Huh? Seriously?
それはもう日向さんも感じてるはずですよ。アスカさんの底知れない部分とか。
You're talking about, anime plot armor, Rika. Fair enough. Coaching Asuka has given me the feeling that she's got limitless potential. And that belief is growing by the day.
だから信じましょうよ。そうじゃないと勝てるものも勝てないです。
I nod in response to Ichinose's words, and right after that, Asuka lands beside us.
戻りました。おかえりなさい。どうでしたか？はい、もうバッチリです。加工する動きから上昇に転じるパターン、やっとコツをつかめました。
Asuka proceeds to explain how she figured out each individual step in excruciating detail. Damn, she seems really happy. Can't believe she's not even a bit nervous when her goal is to beat Saki Inui.
アスカさんなら大丈夫ですよ。やっぱり。何のことリカちゃん。内緒です。ね、ひなたさん。
Yeah. Asuka can definitely do it. I repeat Ichinose's words as I roll around in bed. Asuka definitely has a lot of room to grow, and she's a real quick study. But the problem is, her opponent seems no less talented than her. I can't quite tell who has the higher ceiling, but it's obvious that Inui-san is better at the moment. Guess I've got another sleepless night ahead of me. I can hear Madoka's worried voice already. I get up off my bed and boot up my PC. Oh, there's a new article in the summer tournament in this fan site. It's mainly about the defeat of the strongest Skywalker, Kazunari Shindo, and the new champion, Saki Inoue. Figures. The writer doesn't seem to have grasped the true nature of that match. They're just praising how skilled each of the players were. But by some stroke of luck, they've given Inui-san a nickname that suits her playstyle perfectly. Monarch of the Skies. God, that hurts. It's been a week since the summer tournament, and I've spent each and every moment either training Asuka or working on strategies for the fall tournament. Everyone else has been in pretty low spirits, but Asuka is the polar opposite. As the coach of the Kunahama FC club, it's my job to train everyone equally and prepare them to place higher in the fall tournament. That's definitely what I should be doing. However, Saki Inui's overwhelming strength placed doubt in my heart. And not just because of how skilled she was. You see, the way she was challenging the very concept of our FC burned me up inside. I knew if I just let things be, she'd destroy everything I love about the sport. And so, I chose to focus on Asuka, the single player who wasn't at all disheartened by Inui-san's display. Because I'm sure she's the only one that can stand up to that monster. That's why all I can do is place my faith in her and wait. But I still feel uneasy about that decision. Was it really the right choice? Am I sure Asuka can win? Those dark thoughts stew inside my head, giving birth to doubts. For some reason, my dreams are brimming with hope. They show me standing tall, facing the sky, looking ready to take off. They show me the pure joy I felt when I got my first pair of draft shoes. There's a huge gap between the sweet emotions I relish inside my dreams. Relish? I think it's relish. And the anxiety I'm riddled with when I'm awake. Maybe I'm just having these dreams because I'm trying to escape the ever-present sense of dread I feel when I'm training Asuka to beat Saki Inoue. Or maybe I'm just trying to use them to find hope. I'm really not sure what the truth is, but I'm still forced to face reality whenever I'm awake. And so, all I can do is believe. Because I know there's only one way for Asuka to overcome that monstrous opponent. Our only option is to make slow, steady progress to try and close the gap between them.
こうした混乱の中、足利義満は太政大臣となり、公武両方を兼ねた最高権力者となった。そして、
Oh, we have school? Summer break is right around the corner, so there are only a handful of classes each day, and school lets out early. Right now, I'm in Japanese history. What to do? I'm trying to figure out how to proceed with Asuka's FC practice. Inui-san's cold expression and Irina-san's smile remain fresh in my mind.
本当の FC わかります。
There is no true something. No matter what I try, I just can't shake those words. They left too big of an impression on my mind. Ugh, I need to forget them and focus. We need to make slow, steady progress or she'll never win. I drive away those unnecessary thoughts by shaking my head. Then, I rack my brain for new ideas. Just need to focus on what's in front of me. My ears suddenly start to ring. Man, I know I'm confused, but this seems like a little much. The sound of a helicopter is reverberating inside my head. Hold on, this isn't in my head. I look outside the window to spot where the sound's coming from. I'm guessing this is where Saki Inoue challenges Asuka. And then I see...
義満はそれだけでは飽き足らず、 天皇の座をも我が物にしようとしたのだな。そのためにまずは行動を起こし。
I was waiting for him to actually say "are," but he didn't say it. Our history teacher finally looks out the window. The rest of the students follow his gaze upon hearing him say that.
あれなんだおい。
なんであんなのがここに来てるの？
喋ってアップしようぜこれ。
God, this is way too anime. Why can't you just go like from the front gate with a car or something like a normal person?
こら、静かにせんか、静かに。
Or you know, why would she even need a helicopter? She's probably in the island. She could have just used her graph shoes. The classroom erupts into a cacophony of noise. Why is a helicopter landing at our school? This makes zero sense. What's this about? I mean, I'm sure this has nothing to do with me, but... Oh. Hold on. It can't be. Why are those two here? You've got to be kidding me. Two all too familiar individuals are standing out on the sports grounds with the wind from the helicopter whipping against them.
マサヤさん、あの人。
Asuka calls out to me in a surprised tone. Guess I'm not just imagining things. Yeah. Saki Inui and Irina Avalon. Oh, that's the first time we actually know her last name. I guess she is part of the Avalon group. So she was the one that's actually backing Saki Inui. There's no way I'd forget the people we're training to defeat.
何のために来たんでしょうか？
I've got no clue. Though, it's safe to assume it has something to do with us. They must be practicing for nationals right now. So why the detour?
穏やかじゃない訪問だよね。わざわざ見せつけるようにして。わざわざヘリで来るぐらいだから何か意味はあるよね、きっと。
The two of them exchange a few words while we watch and speculate. A couple men in black suits come out of the helicopters and surround them. It seems like they're waiting for someone.
あ、先生が来ました。
It doesn't take long for some teachers to go up to them and start a conversation. A few moments later, the teachers nod several times, then start calling someone. They're probably just phoning the faculty room, I guess.
生徒指導部の影山です。先ほどグラウンドにヘリコプターが不時着した件につきましては、現在搭乗している方に説明を。
This is the sound of someone from the student council? You sound like a fucking teacher. You sound so old. They're trying to cover everything up by claiming it was an emergency landing?
なんだ、不時着かよ。
誰か海外の VIP でも来たのかと思っちゃった。
Typo? Well, that's not totally off base.
ということにしたみたいね。
They probably got given hush money, Misaki.
穏便にってことでしょうか。まあ、私ら以外には多分関係ないことだもの。
Everyone seems to be calming down now, so whatever works. それで鏡先生には対応に当たっていただく関係で2年 C 組は本日ホームルームは行われない。生徒は授業終了後そのまま下校しなさい。
Yup, this totally has to do with us. The two teachers down there could have dealt with an emergency landing on their own. Aoi-san's involvement must mean it's FC related.
それと2年 C 組の日向雅也、2年 C 組の日向雅也、放課後職員室まで来るように。
やっぱり。
I don't know what happened there. It seems like the sprites were kind of glitching out.
そうきたか。
Same. Still, I wonder why they're here. It's really hard to figure them out.
気をつけてくださいね、マスヤさん。
Maybe they actually want to recruit us or something. Relax. It's not like they're gonna try to kidnap me or anything. I'll go see what they want. I just hope my guess isn't right, or things could get ugly. Or maybe they actually want to have a match with Messiah. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that it is.
へへ、それが理由なんだ。
はい、それが
Oh, sorry. God damn it! How was I supposed to know she was gonna say something else when she just has yes on the localization?
はい、それが理由です。
Yes, that's the reason.
イリーナさんか。可愛い顔してえげつないね、やることが。
先生、質問です。
She didn't even say that last part about the cute face, by the way.
何か？
えげつない。日本語わかりません。意味教えてほしいです。
そうか、意味がわからないのか。えげつないってのはな、そうだな。容赦ないとか、いやらしいとかそういう意味だ。
ああ、わかります。容赦ない。情け容赦ない。よくわかります。時代劇でよくあります。あ、でも。
でも？
先生も現役選手の時はえげつない選手だったではないですか？
ほう。
第5回の世界大会3回戦、今でもはっきり思い出せます。サードラインを回ったところ、相手が動けなくなるのを承知でトラウマの残るような動きを見せました。
よく知ってるな。で、今日は同じことをしに来たと？
いえいえ、ご挨拶です。そうですね。文化交流とでも言いましょうか。
文化交流とはね。大したもんだ、あんた。
お褒めに預かりましてありがとうございます。
Wonder if we actually will get a flashback about Aoi-san's days when she was still a Skywalker. Or maybe if the anime actually animated it. Would have been cool.
と言ってきたわけだが、どうする？
Should be obvious. I can't let Asuka face her yet. Irina-san proposed something rather simple. A practice match between Saki Inui and Asuka with the exact same rules as an official match. I was hoping I was wrong, but it seems my fear wasn't unfounded. She's trying to break her opponent's spirit in advance. Squashing the bud before it blooms, essentially.
クラシナのメンタルを考えれば普通はそうだろうな。だが
It's Asuka!
マサヤ、お前決勝の時にあいつの顔見たか？
Of course.
そうか、見たんだな。長らくこのスポーツに関わってきたが、あの場面であんな顔のできる選手を私はそう見なかった。背筋に寒気が走ったよ。
Same here.
やはりそうだったか。
She laughs a bit before composing herself. It does take quite a mind to actually see that match before and still enjoy or even think about, so this is her FC, right? My first thought would be like, damn, her way of playing is boring. But, you know, I guess when I was voice acting the FC matches, I was kinda trying to become an MC, right? And the way she plays is actually boring by not being flashy. Doesn't mean she's not skilled. I think I already said what I want to say about her, like, playstyle already though, in chapter 6.
強い相手に出会うほど楽しさが増す。あいつは強くなるために何より必要なものをすでに手に入れている。今回の対戦にしても勝とうが負けようが、きっとクラシナは前を向き続けるさ。
Right, but Aoi-san's expression turns stern when she sees me hesitate.
マサヤ、お前がクラシナの心配をするのはわかる。だがな、 今のあいつはまだまだ発展途上だ。いいことも悪いことも経験はこれからだ。
Messiah probably has fears that Asuka might lose her motivation because of this. You know, basically, it's definitely his own fears about his own experience that are kind of clouding his judgment right now.
いずれは当たる相手だ。その機会が思ったより早くなった。そう考えればいいんじゃないのか。
I know she's right. If Inui-san is in tournament shape, the difference in skill between them will be massive. But confirming that gap will only help Asuka grow. Because once we know exactly what separates them, we'll learn how to best prepare for the fall tournament. And that's what we need most at the moment. Right. This is a great opportunity.
よし、話は決まった。では、先方にも伝えておく。
Thanks. I bow before moving toward the door, but then stop and turn to face her again. Something still feels off about all this. Gotta say, this feels really weird.
何がだ？
You're not usually the type to just go along with someone else's plans.
そうか？
You used to say that the fight begins long before the start of the match, right? She used to drill that idea into my skull. In other words, she was saying that preparation is half the battle. If your opponent gets into your head and you go into a match with a negative mindset, you're starting off with a handicap. That's why I'm surprised she's readily agreeing to something that may give them the upper hand.
ま、私もクラシナの戦いぶりを見てみたいというのもあったしな。
Yeah, I really don't know Aoi-san all that much, to be honest. She is still a mystery even after like the 3 routes that I've played. You don't really know when she's actually telling the truth or whether or not she's planning something.
それに全て受け入れたわけじゃないぞ。最初に言ってきたことは即座に断った。
Oh? What she want?
それはもうなしになったからいいじゃないか。さあ、試合の準備をしよう。
Yeah, it probably has something to do with Messiah. Got it. What are you gonna do? She doesn't normally come to watch us practice.
今日は少し離れたところから観戦させてもらうよ。何かあればすぐに出ていく。
Oh, okay. Cool.
なぜそこで驚く？顧問なんだからそれぐらいするさ。
She's right, but it is unusual for her to be this involved. Guess it just means Inui-san is that special.
お久しぶりです。ひなたさん。
Why does she has Satoin-san's theme? Yeah. It's been 30 minutes since my meeting with Aoi-san. Seems the stage is almost set now.
今回は急な話にもかかわらず練習試合を受けていただきありがとうございます。改良はあまり他の学校と交流がなく、こういう無茶な方法を取るしかなかったので、お気遣いに感謝します。
It's kind of weird that the sprites sometimes kind of just glitch out. You guys saw that, right? Didn't even seem like she was actually changing sprites. It was just like something weird happening to her body. Care to tell me what you're after?
目的？今回の対戦のですか？
Of course. For whatever reason, they prioritized this practice match over prepping for the nationals. Well, we saw what Inui's reaction to losing to Misaki was in Misaki's route. So, I think they actually do want to find people that can rival Inui. And I want to know why. I'm guessing they're actually trying to find rivals for Inui, yeah, so that she can grow even stronger.
はい、そうです。先の上達のためです。はい。
Yeah, I believe that.
さきはまだまだ技術が劣ってますし、何より経験が不足してます。それで。
Fine. Let's just leave it at that.
はい、そうですか。
For once, I actually do believe her, but Messiah doesn't seem to buy it. Excuse me. I'm going to go get ready now.
はい、お待ちしてます。 お待ちしてますよ。
なんて言ってた？
She just dodged around a question, so I'm not sure what they really want.
そりゃ言うわけないよね。
大丈夫でしょうか、そんな相手と戦って。
I get why you're worried, but just trust her a little, okay?
乾さんと試合ができる。進藤さんに勝った乾さんと。
She didn't even say anything.
よーし、気合です。気合。
See?
部長みたいなことやってるね。
緊張してはいるけど、嬉しくて仕方ないって感じでしょうか。
作戦はどうする？
Yeah, I've got an idea already. Just need to discuss it with Asuka. This isn't a regular practice match. We have to register as a threat on their radar, or this whole thing will be pointless. Now that Asuka's fundamentals have vastly improved, she can put up a good fight. She definitely won't do as well as Shindo-san, but it's a little soon for that, so I've got no room to complain. Our only goal here is to do well enough to make them remember us. I think what's gonna happen is that Asuka is actually gonna surprise Masaya by doing quite well in this match. And he's gonna fall into some sort of dark emotions, just like when he saw Misaki practicing in Misaki's route. Once our preparations are complete, both players and seconds gather on the beach.
それではただいまより海陵学園と倉浜学院の練習試合を開始します。海陵乾咲、倉浜倉科明日香、それぞれ一礼の後スタートの準備に移るように。
The two of them walk over to Prez, who's serving as the referee, and bow to each other.
よろしくお願いします。
よろしく。
Last time I saw her was during the grand finals. Her face and voice are just as expressionless as back then. I wonder if that poker face is a part of her strategy, or just how she normally is. Huh? For a moment, I thought Inui-san was staring straight at me. Guess it was just my imagination. When I turned to look at her, she walks over toward Irina-san.
さすがオーラというか雰囲気ありますね、乾さん。
Asuka is gazing at Inui-san, visibly excited. Listen up, Asuka. We're going with the plan I explained earlier, so don't you dare let her take control of the match.
これまでのやり方通りですか？
You got it. I told Asuka to just play like before, with a focus on basic techniques.
これまでのということは。
There's no chance of you beating Inui-san in a race, since you beat Prez and all.
ということは、セカンドラインにショートカットして。
You're an all-rounder. If you can just read and react to her movements in time, keeping up with her should be easy. All-rounders usually follow a playstyle like Satoin-san's. They focus on cancelling out the strengths of their opponent, while trying to also exploit their weaknesses. However, Asuka is a rare breed of player. She has these mysterious flashes of insight that allow her to pull off unimaginable things. We call that plot device. Oh my god. Ridiculous. That's why we need her to remain close to her opponent for as long as possible. That way, she may think of some way to pull out a win. The more opportunities she has, the more things Asuka can try out. During the summer tournament, Inui-san would have just shaken her, and that would have been the end of their match. But she's improved leaps and bounds since then, so I'm sure she can keep up. In other words, this strategy revolves around getting close to Inui-san and throwing things at the wall until something sticks. Start by jumping to the next line. After that, I want you to recall your match with Shindo-san and play the same way. Stick as close to her as you can. If you see a chance, block her path and... I start to go over our strategy in more detail, but then I notice that Asuka's face is clouded over. Asuka? Lost in thought? You should really be paying attention right now.
いえ、そうじゃないんです。作戦はちゃんと聞いていたんですけど、
What's wrong? Does she not understand something or what? If there's something you don't get, I can go over it again.
大丈夫です。分かってるんです。
She probably thinks that the plan is boring, maybe.
分かってるんですけど、なんかとても不安で。
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Who wouldn't be when they're playing against such a unique and skilled Skywalker? Still, I'm a little surprised she's scared when she seemed so excited a moment ago. Guess that just goes to show how much pressure Inui-san exerts. All you can do now is try. We have all the time in the world to think things through after this match, okay? I actually thought she was thinking something else. Oh, she sounds all excited again. Guess I helped kill her nerves.
そろそろ試合を開始してもいいか？
Yeah.
いつでもできます。
よし。それでは両者ともスタートラインについて。
Break a leg, Asuka. Asuka and Inui-san fly over to first. Once they're there, Asuka looks over to her opponent with inquisitive eyes.
よろしくお願いします。こちらこそ。
I pick up Inui's monotonous voice through the headset. Seeing that both players are now ready, Prez nods lightly and raises the whistle to his lips.
セット。
Here we go. I gulp down my saliva and focus on the match. Inui-san jets off toward the second boy with a low yo-yo as soon as the whistle resounds. Asuka, on the other hand, jumps to the second line. Good. She's following the plan so far.
ずいぶん素直に行くんだね。乾さんの後ろについてプレッシャーかけて動揺させてもいいんじゃない？
そうですよね。って乾さんめちゃくちゃ早いですよ。
あの子あんなに早かったの？
兄ちゃんと試合した時より早いかも。
Yeah, see, this is something that I feel like the game also doesn't bother to explain. They're saying that we're practicing to get to her level, right? But that doesn't mean that what we saw on the summer tournament was her peak level. She's clearly also have the same time to improve as us. So, in my opinion, in all the other routes, it doesn't make sense that Inui didn't improve. In Misaki's route though, mostly, right? I feel like Misaki was improving, but Inui should have also been improving a lot faster, you know? I covered the mic to keep Asuka from overhearing our conversation. She's always been this fast, so calm down. You'll spook Asuka if you freak out around me. I did consider the strategy Misaki just suggested, but I opted to go for a more simple playstyle. That idea may come in handy eventually, but it definitely doesn't suit Asuka right now. I bring the mic to my mouth. Asuka, relax and take a couple deep breaths once you're in position on the second line. Inui-san should reach you real quick, but don't let that fluster you. A few moments later, I hear Asuka breathing in and out. She's currently circling a quarter of the way down the second line. Inui-san touches second, which nets her the first point of the match. What? Inui-san suddenly disappears. Look up! She's really high above second. A 90-degree quick turn. Degrees quick turn. Is that some sort of air kick turn? Guess the details don't matter much now. It's clear she wants a match just like her one with Shindo-san. She's looking down on Asuka from high above.
さき、いい動きです。では言った通り、バードケージで。
I know I'm not supposed to eavesdrop, but Arena-san's so close that her instructions just happen to enter my ears. Bird cage? What's that supposed to mean?
コーチ、どうしたらいいですか？
Relax. She only took the high ground. Don't lose your cool. Hopefully, that's enough to ease her mind. What could Inui be up to? So, this match happened in Misaki's route. But the thing was, I don't think Inui did this bird cage thing. Interesting. I guess they were saving it for Asuka's route. She's just floating several meters above second. Asuka jumped lines, so she can't go for third until she either touches Inui or crosses her path. The score is sitting at 0-1. If this keeps up, Inui will win by default. Kinda feels like Misaki and Ichinose's match all over again. There's no good reason for a Skywalker who's in the lead to break a stalemate. And that means we have to make the first move. I see. That's why she called it birdcage, huh? They're trying to trap Inui's opponent in a no-win scenario. Time flows by as the two of them continue to stare straight at each other. What should we do? I'm sure she's already prepared for a dogfight. I want to drag Inui down with a surprising approach, but I can't think of anything that would be effective.
Coach?
Have you loosened up enough?
はい、大丈夫です。
This is pretty risky, but it's all we've got. Fly towards second.
乾さんにではなくて、セカンド V ですか?
Yup. She's above second, so that'll count as you crossing paths. Once you're near it, react accordingly. If Inui doesn't make a move, touch the boy and shoot toward third.
でも、きっと動きますよね。
Yeah, and when she does, do an air kick turn and speed away in the opposite direction. I'll give you a signal. You can pull that off, right?
はい、できます。では、行きます。
Asuka proceeds to fly towards second. When will Inui swoop down? I'm sure she plans on using gravity to accelerate, but Asuka can turn faster and Inui can even react at the moment. Okay, exactly what I thought you'd do. Go fast, go up, and then just go dive toward third, right? Inui's body slides down smoothly. The motion feels so natural that it reminds me of a pile of snow slipping off a slanted roof. It's hard to even tell when it began. Now! Asuka tucks in her arms and legs, then kicks the air to instantly change the direction she's flying. Did I give her that signal too late? She's flying straight down the line, which is the shortest path to the boy, but that might not be enough to beat Inui. Everything will work out great if she manages to touch third, but it'll still be fine if she fails. After all, closing in on Inui is our main goal here. This is going down to the wire. Try to touch her if you don't think you'll reach the boy first. Doesn't matter where. When you're facing an opponent with great form, throwing them off balance is key. Do whatever it takes to drag her into a dogfight. The distance between them closes. Unfortunately, Inui is nearing third a lot faster than I imagined. Should have known. Oh well, this match has only just begun. Can't get down in the dumps over one little battle for the second line. She's about to touch third, so... Huh? Contrary to my expectations, Inui spins around in front of the boy and faces Asuka. Wait, what? She's going for a dogfight even though she's already at the boy? What the hell are they doing? Ugh, whatever. Can't panic now. I need to guide Asuka before she's a goner. Remember, just try to touch her. Doesn't matter where. Inui deflects Asuka's outstretched hand downward. That makes Asuka lose her balance, but she somehow manages to move forward anyway. Asuka's throwing everything she has at her, but Inui is just parrying each and every attack. Why does this feel so wrong? How? How is Inui managing to stay above Asuka even though she's attacking from a lot of different angles? Usually, both players move about erratically in dogfights, which means their positions swap constantly. But here, Their positions remain fixed as if it's the most natural thing in the world. Oh, I guess at this point, we still don't have an idea that, you know, this is Inui's playstyle, where she always has the aerial control or aerial advantage. Unlike in Misaki's route, where we actually know a lot sooner. Asuka's starting to get tired. I get it now. Inui keeps repelling Asuka at the same angle. She's managing to stay above her by sending her down each time. This is bad. Asuka will be too tired to do anything at this rate. Typo? You need to get away from her. Take a deep breath and fly back towards second.
Hi.
I hear a hint of fear through my headset. That's new. I never would have guessed you'd play like this. I'm honestly shocked. Inui sticks to Asuka like white on rice. Whenever Asuka moves right, she moves right. Whenever she goes left, she goes left. Somehow, Inui seems to be reading all of Asuka's moves perfectly. And she isn't going for Asuka's back either. Her whole strategy seems to be centered on tiring her opponent out. Asuka can't stop moving now. If she does, Inui will easily score multiple points. That's why she's flying around in a desperate attempt to shake her.
Masaya-san.
Asuka calls for my help in a troubled tone. Use feints! Also, move up and down, not just left and right. I'm sure you'll find a chance to escape if you keep that up. What?
どこへ行っても乾さんはそこにいます。
Seems Asuka knows she has no real options. Humans tend to make subtle gestures before moving in any way. For instance, when a person tries to jump up, they push down to help gain momentum. Inui's most likely reading all those signs to mirror Asuka's movements.
出口がないんです。
Ah! Birdcage. Like the name suggests, they form a prison that cuts off movement in every direction. Asuka is trapped.
ひどい。
Mashiro practically squeezes out those words, her voice full of blatant disdain. I get it. She's probably realized the situation Asuka's in, and being unable to move in any direction is pretty damn gross.
これパーッと出し抜けないの？いつものアスカちゃんだったらなんかこう上から下にピャーって。相手が他の人だったらね。ああもう完璧に睨まれたらアスカは動けない。動きようがない。
I knew Misaki would understand. Still, I can't just sit back and watch her lose. There has to be something I can do to help. Let's try to fake her out, Asuka. Make it seem like you're going for a low yo-yo, but then, after you've dropped down, do an air kick turn to enter a rapid climb. If this works, Inui will think she's going for a low yo-yo and swoop straight down to try and catch her prey. Then, all Asuka has to do is exploit that mistake and get away before Inui can change directions. It's the exact same thing Shindo-san tried to do in the summer tournament. Back then, there was a fair amount of space between the two of them, which gave Inui time to figure out his plan and counter it by getting above him. But now... Asuka and Inui are right next to each other. There's no way she can react in time. I'm sure this'll work. Once Asuka pulls it off, things should be looking up. It'll help her build some much-needed confidence, since this match seems to have worn her down mentally. And who knows how this match will turn out after that. Asuka shoots down with her arms pressed against her sides. Good. She's pulling this off perfectly. I'm sure they're none the wiser. Inui responds to that by copying her trajectory. Asuka rockets up with an air kick turn. Sweet! Her timing was perfect! Take that, Inui! All our hope turns to despair. Inui's descent was fake. She knew exactly what we were going for. How? Sure, air kick turns have a pretty long windup, but there's no way she could have reacted that quickly. Unless she knows our strategy. But how? She had to have known all along. But how? How'd they figure out our plan right away? In the end, nothing's changed. Their relative positions are the same as before. I can't believe it. I'm dumbfounded by the display of skill Inui is putting on. This is nuts. I was naive. So very naive. And I only understand that now. Based on what I saw in the summer tournament, I assume Inui was still playing standard FC. Sure, her strategy was unorthodox, but I thought she was still adhering to all of FC's core principles. But I was way off base. Inui is trampling our very concept of FC. To her, the sport isn't even about scoring points. Instead, she's trying to dominate her opponent by controlling the flow of movement in the air. And nothing about that fits into our current mindset. True, the reason why Asuka was trying to get back into second and stuff and not doing any weird movements was because she was afraid that Inui would touch her back. That would actually make a lot of our moves kind of predictable. Can't deny that. It seems the only way to beat Saki Inui is to throw aside all our current FC knowledge. So this is the Monarch of the Skies. That title seems more fitting than ever right now.
Saki, 残り1分です。
はい。
最後まで気を抜かず完璧に。分かっていますね。
はい、イリーナ。
I overhear that exchange and begin to grit my teeth. Is there really nothing we can do? This is just... I clench my fists and glare up at Inui. This is just a slow, painful death. Time keeps ticking away. Then finally...
試合終了。
The final score is 1-0. She's dominated in a single point victory yet again.
お疲れ様でした。お疲れ様でした。
I feel like if we just let, you know, I can't deny the fact that Messiah's strategy seems to be, I don't know, it's very predictable, I feel. I feel like if we just let Asuka do her own thing, she would have probably have done better. I don't know though. They return to their respective camps after exchanging those pleasantries. Asuka's just standing there, her face as pale as a ghost.
アスカちゃん。アスカ先輩。
She sits down on one of the chairs we have out, casting her gaze down in an attempt to avoid all the worried glances. I can't fault her for being all this depressed after that loss. Asuka's been working her ass off lately, so I figured she could at least keep up with Inui. However, the gap between them seems wider than ever now. I knew she wasn't good enough yet, but I at least wanted to believe Asuka was catching up. How'd everything go so wrong?
お疲れ様でした。
Those untimely words resound in a cheerful tone. Ugh, talk about bad taste.
いい試合でした。ギリギリでしたね。先にもいい勉強になりましたです。
God, you can hear the venom from her words. Ugh! Is she mocking us? We were just puppets dancing on her strings. She planned all this to kill Asuka's motivation, even going as far as to give their strategy that humiliating name. And now she dares to call it a great match? I should just... Look. Yeah, I'll just chew her out. She definitely deserves it. But...
気に入らない、その言い方。
はい。
Misaki, who's been silent this whole time, makes her displeasure clear. Cool it, Misaki.
黙ってて。ごめんマサヤ、ちょっと言わせて。私我慢できない。
Well, you were gonna say that before she interjects you, Messiah. Can't really say that now, you know.
何かありましたか？
Irina-san looks confused.
全部分かった上で仕掛けてトラウマの残るような戦い方して、それでよくそんなことが言えるよね。
I don't know. Personally speaking, she is still within the rules though. And she is, like, you know, displaying very good playstyle or very good, like, very good technique.
あの戦い方、ファーストのスピード勝負で勝ったら、あとは V を取らずに延々当選簿とか、なんなのあれ。
Sure, it's not in good taste, but I do think that is a good experience. It's kind of like, I guess, a stronger opponent or a stronger person showing off or trying to show you the difference in their ability, right? Personally speaking, it's not great to be toyed with, sure, but it also makes you know where you stand in the power ranking, in my opinion. I feel like if I was in Asuka's shoes, I'd be more understanding about how good or bad I am in FC after this display. Misaki. I try to stop her, but she's clearly not paying attention to me at all.
そんな無茶苦茶な戦い方しておきながら、僅差とかいい試合とかふざけないでよ。こんなんじゃ、アスカが。
I don't think so, Misaki. This is Asuka. Every other person will probably fall, but I don't think Asuka will. Misaki's voice is rather hoarse. She's probably frustrated because she understands exactly how Asuka feels. However,
飛沢美咲さん。
何？
ではどう答えればいいのですか？
どうすればって。
just say they're garbage. If this is a freaking like MOBA, yeah, people would probably say that you're garbage if you lose. You're trash.
勝利でしたねとか、手も足も出ませんでしたねとか、こちらの思うツボでしたねとか、そう言えばいいのですか？
Well, at least you're actually being honest when you're saying those, to be fair.
急に押しかけてきた比例はお詫びします。だからこそいい試合として収めたいのです。
Clearly what you said weren't really what you meant to say though, so that's why it gives off a bad taste, Irina-san. Misaki falls silent. That's probably a good thing. At this point, we'll just sound like sore losers if we keep complaining. It's not like they cheated or anything, so we've got no leg to stand on. Besides, I'm sure she's noticed that Irina-san is utterly unfazed by her rant.
言い方を変えますね。
Irina-san begins speaking in a calm, collected tone.
日向さんに前に私言いました。本当の FC 見せてあげますと。
I guess when she says this, she actually does want to revolutionize FC. Maybe she actually wants Saki Inui to be like, what's the word I'm looking for? The propagator? Is that the word I'm looking for? Like, basically the one to pave the way into what FC will become in the future. I don't know what the term to use there, though. Yeah.
でも今日はそちらはずっと別のスポーツをされていたように思いました。
Ah, why'd you just...
別のスポーツを見ることができて愉快でしたが、次に試合するときは私たちのする FC で戦いたいです。
I mean, there's no need for us to go into your own ring. As long as we can, you know, overpower you with our own FC, doesn't really matter. A different sport. She isn't wrong. Inui and Asuka were playing in such different ways that it was hard to notice anything similar about them. However, the way she's saying that makes my blood boil.
それでは私たちはこれでさきはい行きましょう
Inoue's voice actor is probably a very popular voice actor, by the way, because even though she doesn't say much, I definitely have heard her voice before. Kind of just like Minamo-chan.
はいイリーナ
They're about to leave, but I can't just let things end like this. Hold up, Irina-san. And so, I calm myself down a little and call out to stop them.
はい
You outplayed us in every way. I'll admit that.
認めるのですね
And I know we probably just seem like ants to you, but... I glare at the two of them as I continue. But we still have our own wings, so watch out. Cause someday soon, we'll fly right up to you and... knock you out of the sky.
まさや
Misaki says my name in a shaky tone after hearing my speech. I'm sure my speech came off rather aggressive, so that makes sense. Irina-san, however, merely chuckles lightly and puts on her usual friendly smile.
やはりですね
Huh?
あなた日向さんとても面白いいいえとても愉快です楽しみにしていますではその時まで
I can't believe she actually corrected herself into saying that we are amusing. That is a more mocking tone than interesting for sure. Jeez, that girl has a really bad personality. With that, they take their leave. And no matter how I try to deny it, I know everything went according to their plan. Eventually, I hear the sound of a helicopter again. I look over to it and watch as it recedes into the distance. We're gonna beat you. I swear it. I say that while clenching my fists so tight that they hurt. Seems Misaki's also been staring up at it. Gotta say, that serious expression on her face definitely doesn't suit her. Hey, I want to calm her down, but... Whoa! Misaki lets out a loud scream, which effectively drowns my words out.
行っちゃった行っちゃったよごめんマサヤ先走って喧嘩売っちゃってキャラに合わねえって思ったんだけどなんかここで私言っておかないとって思っちゃってそれで言っちゃった
I don't know, I think that was actually pretty in character with you, Misaki.
どうしようあの子怒ってなかったかなお嬢様だから爆弾くらい持ってるよね明日爆撃されたらどうしよう
Oh my god, Messiah, I'm not gonna laugh, damn it. I hate you and your stupid-ass beta laugh, Messiah. Though, to be fair, this is probably not a beta laugh. This is actually him laughing because it's funny. But I just can't do it, man. Her rant did seem a little odd, but now it all makes sense. She did that to keep me from going on a tirade. Tirade? 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 I don't know. I don't know how to say that word. That's actually the first time I saw that word. Holy shit, the fuck? She was worried about me endangering my position as the coach. Plus, she knew the side of me getting angry would hurt Asuka. She was looking up for the entire club this whole time. There's no way she would have gotten that emotional otherwise. Misaki. Thanks for being so considerate. I give her a light pat on the head. Then, I walk over to Asuka. Asuka. Asuka is still looking straight down at the ground. I can't make out her expression right now, but she's obviously depressed. What should I say to cheer her up? Sorry, Asuka. I messed up. That loss is on me. I frantically searched for the right words. Why don't you head home and get some rest? We can pick this back up to... Asuka?
悔しいです悔しいです
Huh?
すっごく悔しいです
Asuka.
やられちゃいました。もう完璧にやられちゃいました。でも足も出ないってああいうことを言うんですね。すごいです。勉強になりました。でもあんなすごい人がいて本当に楽しみです。私もっともっと頑張って秋の大会では乾さんに勝ちます。
There's only two ways that people can get off with the sort of situation that Asuka was just in, by the way. One, like I said, they definitely would have known where they are in the power ranking, right? That would make one... that would make either someone like Misaki, who probably would just phase off and not want to have anything to do with FC. Or you can have someone like Asuka here, who I guess is just gonna try to improve and try to beat down someone who clearly, destroyed her in that match. I personally... I don't know. I'm not a very competitive guy. I don't think I would have stopped playing, by any means. But... I don't know, would I want to try and beat her? You know, practicing and try to beat Saki Inui? Who knows? It's really weird because the sport that I do... I don't know, it all comes back to my personality, right? About me being super individualistic. I don't know, I don't really compare myself to anyone, really. So even if I lose to someone who's clearly way better than me, as long as I'm progressing my practice from the day before, you know, as long as I'm a better person than the me from yesterday, I don't particularly care too much. But I know that not everyone has that sort of mentality, right? It's a very taxing mentality, I guess. But I do also think it makes you quite strong. Well, strong isn't the right word. Sturdy? Maybe that's also not the right word. Because, you know, you're always trying to achieve a better person or a better version of yourself, right? So unlike most people where when they face someone who's clearly better than them and they just fall into depression, I'm like, yeah, I always face a better version of myself every single day, so I don't really care. Losing and stuff like that is normal to me, right? I don't know, it all comes back to your own mentality, I guess.
あれマサヤさんどうかしましたか
No, I'm so confused. How can Asuka react like this? Misaki and I both lashed out at Irina-san because we were frustrated by their actions. But somehow, Asuka's turned that very same sense of frustration into a positive, motivational factor. Seriously, she's crazy. I could never do something like that.
マサヤさん
I'm also a really weird person, to be honest. Like I said, I kind of like it when we... It's kind of similar to when I play a video game too, right? When I'm clearly stomped by a boss or something, because I don't know what the hell is going on with that guy's pattern, I don't get discouraged. I try to analyze what he tries to do and stuff like that, and then go back prepared. I don't know. I guess it's the mindset of someone who, you know, always comes knowing that they're gonna fail first. It's not necessarily a good mindset, but I do feel like it's a beneficial sort of mindset to me. Because I also have the same mentality where just losing and learning, or losing doesn't mean that you're not learning anything, right? Which a lot of people seem to think after they lost, everything's just over. Which is not true. I think that's like the very fundamental thing that makes me feel like I'm not really going to like be super down if something does happen. That's out of my expectations. Which makes me think, Asuka, we'll beat them next time. I extend my hand toward her as I say that. You can do it. I know you can. Asuka grips my outstretched hand and uses it to pull herself to her feet. And after that, we just end up gazing into each other's eyes.
その辺で済みましたか？
Whoa!
ましろちゃん、そこにいたの？的な感じやめてくださいよ。さすがに落ち込みますよ。
They were in their own world, Mashiro. Mashiro clears her throat after she says that.
マサヤ先輩、提案があります。
A suggestion? What? Is she gonna say we should flirt on our own time?
今、美咲先輩とも話したのですが。
真白の前でイチャイチャしないでくださいってお願いしたいみたいよ。
What?
違います。そうじゃなくて、まあちょっとだけそうでもありますけど。
Seriously?
ですね。これから秋の大会に向けての練習ですが、私と美咲先輩、2人ともアスカ先輩の強化のために使ってください。
Yeah, I feel like this is actually a good way to incorporate Misaki into the route. Other than Rika's route, every other route actually incorporates Misaki's frustrations very well. The fact that she saw her friend being, toyed with like that definitely would have made Misaki wanting to, support Asuka. Like, she's not a bad person, right? She's just being eaten up by all these dark emotions that she got. But at the heart, she's actually a very good person. So this makes sense. This is consistent to Misaki's character. I just don't understand how they could fuck up Rika's route so much. I'm so confused by that route. It feels like an afterthought because I guess Rika... It's really difficult to write her route since she's not even part of the core FC club. Huh? That's, that definitely give Asuka a leg up. But it also probably hurt their chances of placing high in the fall tournament. Well, I'm not gonna say no, but... You sure about this?
そりゃ私だって少しぐらいは前に立って練習したいって気持ちもありますけど、でも今はそれよりもアスカ先輩にリベンジしてほしいんです。
Yeah, this is like everyone just chiming in, trying to put everything, every hope they got into Asuka.
そのために私たちを使ってほしいって真白が言ってきたわけ。
そうです。どうでしょうか。
I'm amazed by how much they care about Asuka and the rest of the club. Mashiro.
はい。
I'll take you up on that offer. Thanks.
はい。よろしくです。
Same to you, Misaki.
アスカにはクナハマ代表として頑張ってもらわないとね。
She sounds awfully happy, but I'm sure Misaki's got some conflicting emotions in the matter. That's all I can do is respect the courage it took for her to make that decision.
みんないいんですか？本当に。
アスカ。
はい。
頑張れよー、クノ
頑張ります。頑張るから。触らないでください。
Man, the author really likes Asuka's breasts. I think she's the only one that always gets her breasts attacked, man.
胸ってのはここかな、ここじゃな。
Oh, come on! I'm not even looking! Anyway, I'm just glad it turned out alright. I mean, sure, that match messed me up real good, but at least Asuka's doing fine. How can we defeat Inui? How do I even begin to formulate a winning strategy? I've honestly got no clue. But one thing's for sure, I've got my work cut out for me. Still,
こらアスカ、逃げるな。
逃げますよ、逃げますってば。美咲先輩、私も追いかけてくださいよ。
I get the feeling that everything will work out in the end. For whatever reason, gazing at those three makes me think that practice match was a huge help. Okay, I've just gotta get to work. First, I need to rearrange Asuka's training regimen. And after that, there's a bunch of stuff I need to look into.
よかったね。一時はどうなるかと思っちゃった。あれ？どったの兄ちゃん。
That sounds so fake. You can't do this, Shion.
兄ちゃんマジ泣きするの？ここで？
窓か俺は幸せだ本当に幸せだ
He just said he's happy.
友が敗れたことで本気で泣き怒りそしてやる気を出してこんな FC ぶり俺はしたかったんだよ
You know, I think most people who have been in a club would probably want that. I can't deny that.
兄ちゃん。
ずっと FC 部をやっててよかったよ一人でもずっとやっていてな
Or not even just a club, but you know, like any sort of like group would probably want this. Actually share in whatever emotions they feel about the same sort of hobby that they share.
よし俺もあいつらのために何でもやってやるぞ気合いだ
そっか、そうだよね。兄ちゃんずっと欲しかったんだもんね、仲間が。それが最後の夏で手に入ったんだもん。泣くよね、泣いちゃうよね。
Man, I think female voice acting just is a lot better in Japan compared to the males. That just sounds way too fake, Shion. I'm sorry.
仲がいいさ、泣くといい。やだ、私もちょっと泣けてきちゃったよ。クナハマ FC 部再出発だね。
Alright, I think this is gonna be where I end the episode. That was actually a very nice first episode for the route. I know I keep comparing this to Rika's route right now, but can you blame me? This is recency bias, okay? I just finished Rika's route, so I can only compare it to the last recently, like, finished route that I did. Compared to Misaki's route, this is definitely a lot more like action-packed right off the bat. In Masaki's route, it was way more emotional, right? Messiah had to deal with a lot of his inner workings, inner demons, and also Misaki had to face herself too with her emotions. Well, Asuka here, Asuka's just putting everything with a positive spin. So she's very mentally strong, so we only ever need to train her physically in terms of Asuka's story here. I don't even want to compare this route to Mashiro's and Rika's. they're just not up to par, okay? I can't deny that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for what's going to happen next week once I play more of this route. But hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. And as per usual, YouTube people, if you guys are not on Patreon just yet, you can become a free member because that's going to be where I put first episode previews for future playthroughs. See you guys.